Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you for tuning in. We are kicking off spring with the CityMoms as they show us products to use if you're watching outdoor sports. Then Elite Softwash is here to teach us how roof cleaning is great at the top of spring. And a little bit later, it's Wealth Wednesday with Foster Financial, and we're discussing collecting Social Security if you have a spouse. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
Spring sports season is here, and for a lot of families, that means that evenings are spent running from school pickup to practices to games and sometimes dinner in the car. And it can get very hectic very fast. So joining me today is Sarah Harker from the CityMoms with a few essentials that can make the whole season run a little bit smoother. Hey there, Sarah.
Good morning. How are you?
Okay, so you brought so many treats for us today, and these are very interesting items.
Yes, we are prepping for both hot and cold because, as we know, Indiana weather, it can be hot in the morning, cold in the morning and hot in the afternoon, right? You never know. It's a blink.
Exactly. And parents are just out and about. Staying busy at these games. So sometimes they do have to transition from that hot, cold, and like you said, eating wherever they go. So what goodies do you have for us today?
Well, I am out on the baseball field for a tournament, sometimes 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row. Yeah. And the first time I went, I thought, what are all these crazy people doing with all this stuff? Why can't they just sit on the bleachers?
Right.
And then I was in it for a year or so and realized, oh my goodness, they know what they're doing. So why don't we start with cold weather?
Okay, yes.
And I will tell you a few different things here. My number one that I can't forget are these hand warmers. So they are actually rechargeable. They fit in your pockets. I also have stuck them in my boots at times just to warm up your feet.
Like what? So on the palm, this area gets warm?
That's right. Yep. Just hold it that way. Keep it in your pocket
or something.
Yeah.
Okay, this is nice.
Yeah, they're a great one. Of course, you want to always have tons of snacks. So these Snackle Box they've been trending forever for a good reason. So you can find these for really low price and keep your other kids entertained while you're supporting the other one.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so we see this contraption.
Yes, this contraption that I'm so excited to model for you.
Yes, I can't wait. Okay, so it's a chair. People are used to seeing lawn chairs, but this one has a little extra, protection.
Little extra something.
Show us how it works.
Okay, we'll come over here. The first thing I'm going to have with this chair is what we love called the Mosey.
Okay.
And so this is actually like if you've seen the spa blankets, spa towels that you wrap around. I'm going to put it around my waist. This is actually 4 times warmer than a normal blanket.
Wait, okay, we have to see this.
Yes,
okay,
let's
move
see.
this.
Thank you.
Okay.
So you just wrap it around. Very cute, right? We're not worried about being too cute with this.
I see.
But it has a pocket.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so you won't have to have the blanket try to stuff it and wiggle woggle. Okay.
Okay, now I know, are you sure you don't want to model this?
I think that you're going to be perfect.
Okay, so this is a little tent.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
With unzippable. Hey mom.
So you can, oh my goodness.
And you can literally sit with this and be nice and toasty in your rocking chair, comfortable.
Got the chair.
Oh, thank you. And then it starts raining or snowing and you're zipped back up and you are toasty as can be. You look a little crazy, but you are warm.
So is it really fully insulated?
Yeah, it will heat up for sure.
This is nice. This is smart. Interesting. You're gonna look like an Eskimo, but very cool.
You don't think I look super attractive? I'm ready for the gala.
I love this.
Okay, let's
oh my
take
goodness.
this back off.
And easy to get out. Look at that.
Super easy to get out.
This is really that perfectly.
Thank you. And this is super easy, to fold up and keep on hand with your car when you're running around.
I love that. Okay, so we're staying warm, but what about on those warmer days where people want to stay cooler to be outside?
And it might be the same day. So biggest key, stadium seating. This is so comfortable.
Ooh, because it's cushioned.
Yes, and once you've sat on those stadium seats for so long or stood for so long, you need it. This is a great upgrade. And they all come with these pockets for your phones now.
So good.
But this beautiful hat, this SPF hat.
I guess I have to model this.
Oh, see, you're taking one for the team.
Yeah,
wait, but you make that look so good.
There we are.
What should we call this?
Away.
Sun chic.
Yes, sun chic.
So, you want to be protected from that, but I'll tell you what you're going to love the most.
What?
That fan. that goes around your neck.
Oh, I thought those were earphones.
Yep, it sits around your neck, and it's like you have your own little air conditioner right there.
Okay.
Again, rechargeable. It is a game changer. Exactly. And then we have this little pop-up shade. So
yes, okay, so we got to get this tent, and this here can be clamped onto anything. So any chair.
Yep, the bleachers.
The bleachers.
You're going to make a lot of friends if you show up with this, wanting to get in on your shade for sure.
Shade, and if it starts to rain a little bit.
Yes, yeah. I don't know how well that will protect you from the rain blowing and things, but we know you'll be protected from the sun. And then of course you want to have loads of water, a big jug of water.
Stay hydrated.
Snacks. These you're going to steal for sure. These protein balls are new, and they, give you that energy, keep you full without having to buy the pretzels and the nachos and all the things.
Peanut butter and chocolate. Ooh. Okay, what other snacks? As I open this one, what other snacks
we've got our protein snacks here. We've got some ponchos, because you mentioned the rain. You never know when it's going to pour down. Little sniffer snoothers, because, you never know what you're going to need. And this is one of my favorite things this season is a first aid kit. And it's packed, it's a first aid kit, and it's in this cute little reusable bag. And
compact too.
Yeah, very compact. You keep it in your car, keep it in your wagon, or what we love to do with all this gear, if you're wondering how in the world are you carrying it.
So how do you take everything to, fro,
yes,
all the
so
places
it's really
you have
easy.
to go?
A lot of people you'll see use a wagon, which is great, but I prefer this Hulkin bag. So it comes in multiple sizes. It's a little pretty. We've got to bring the glam if we're in a hut.
Rose gold. And it looks insulated also, so it keeps your stuff cold or hot.
Yep, it can keep things protected. It's got wheels, it stores flat. Really easy thing to do, and you're not having to pull the big weight of a wagon. So.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Okay, all these good finds, all these tips for sports survival can be found where as I taste this protein bar.
Yes, we have a little brunch snack there. We're at thecitymoms.org. Come find us on our website. We've got the blog with all of these links for you. And then we live on Instagram. You can find us on Instagram anytime at thecitymoms.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so much good information here and some exclusive modeling as well. You can find out more about the City Moms by going to their website, and I'll see you after the break.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
This segment sponsored by Elite Softwash. Elite Softwash is a family-owned and operated business which specializes in maintaining and cleaning residential and commercial properties. And joining me today is Brandon Metzer, who is the owner. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Yeah, nice to be here.
Nice to see you. Okay, so I love talking with you before about power washing because it was very interesting. We're used to hearing about it, but you actually offer something called soft pressure washing, correct?
Yeah, it's called soft washing.
So talk to me about that. What does that mean, and how is that different from the normal hard washing?
Yeah, so great question. With pressure washing in general, a lot of people can relate to having their home washed or property washed by pressure washing. And in a lot of cases, pressure washing can actually be hard on your home, on the surfaces. And so with our specialized system, we have a process called soft washing. And so basically what that means is instead of using just high pressure to clean the surface and tear off the dirt and mold and algae that's on it, we're actually using a lower pressure system where we use a cleaning solution to help with that.
Oh, okay. And so what about the damages? Let's talk about that. So you say that, but I feel like pressure washing has been around for a while. And so is that wear and tear something that people have experienced and just didn't realize it yet? And what type of damages does it present?
Yeah, so absolutely. I mean, we've came up on properties that, a homeowner's done or somebody else has done, and they've been pressure washing it, for a while. A couple of the big things that can happen. So the big things that we clean are going to be like exterior of your house, your roof, those surfaces. And so with pressure washing, one of the things that you can run into is vinyl siding, for instance. It gets like an oxidation layer on it. And when somebody comes in and they pressure wash that surface, it'll actually leave like marks on the siding where the pressure washer has been, because it tears part of that finish off of your siding. With the lower pressure soft washing, you don't have to worry about that. And it looks really good, like after you pressure wash something and then it dries and then you have these streaks and stripes all over your siding from the pressure washer. The other thing with pressure washers, they can cause like water intrusion behind your siding. So it can spray water behind the siding, which in turn can cause mold problems, that sort of thing. Any painted surface is going to be susceptible to damage. A lot of that depends on like who's operating the pressure washer, if they know what they're doing.
Right.
And then for like roof cleaning, of course, shingles, you definitely don't want to pressure wash your roof because it's just going to tear off the shingle grit and granular and cause breakdown on your shingles.
Wow.
And so that's where with the soft washing all being a lot lower pressure, we don't have to worry about that damage that you're going to see with a pressure washer being used.
And so what type of materials can you use the soft wash on? I mean, because you had mentioned like the roofing and people having shingles and of course concrete, but can it be used on painted surfaces?
Yeah, so the soft washing can be used on really any surface on the home. Painted surfaces, vinyl, aluminum, obviously your roof, shingles, metal roofing, all that stuff. Definitely safe to use it on.
Yeah, and I think about, of course, the typical place to get power washed is on the roof and on the wall and also on the concrete. But I just think there's probably a variety of other places that you wash that are unique, maybe like fences and windows and stuff like that. So can you run through all the areas of possibility?
Yeah, so with the soft washing, we pretty much use it across the board on everything initially. So obviously house washing for siding, roof cleaning for metal and shingle roofs. We do a lot of fences. We do vinyl fences and wood fences. Wood fences is kind of important not to use too much pressure on because you can splinter the wood and damage the wood with pressure. Decks, so like decks, composite decks, poly decks, wood decks, we do the soft washing process on that. Concrete in general, we will use our soft wash system to apply our cleaning solution for concrete. Concrete is one of the items that we do actually use a little bit more pressure on. So we do have the capabilities to pressure wash, and so we would actually pressure wash concrete to clean that up better. And then around the windows, we have a specialized window cleaning system that we do after we house wash. If you want that service, we can even take care of cleaning the windows too with our window washing system.
And that's so great because sometimes people don't know what they're doing when they're looking for a vendor or they try to do it themselves. And I love that you have that range. Being a professional, you know if it needs to be hard, if it needs to be soft, and you have the materials for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you're offering something special, $200 off roof cleaning, is that correct?
Yeah, so right now we're doing a promotion for our roof cleanings. Very important coming into spring as everything kind of comes alive. You're going to start to see algae, moss, mildew, black streaks on your shingles. All of that is completely removable with our soft wash process, where we'll low pressure clean that. It kills all the organics that are on your shingles, and then it puts a 5-year treatment, which we actually warranty. We're one of the very few companies that warranty all of our roof cleanings for 5 years. So if you see any type of that regrowth coming back, we take care of it. As homeowners know, to get your roof replaced is very expensive, and it's protecting your house. So right now, we're doing $200 off any booking on our roof cleaning. We'll come out, do a free roof assessment, check it, make sure it qualifies, and get you a price on the spot with the discount.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Brandon.
Absolutely.
Good chatting with you.
Thank you.
And if you would like more information about Elite Soft Wash, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Elite Soft Wash.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Welcome back to Women's Wealth Wednesday with Foster Financial. And today I'm speaking with their Vice President, Caleb Doan, to get some really great financial advice. Hello, Caleb.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
Good. Okay, so Wealth Wednesday is all about providing this holistic financial advice for women, but anyone can really use it. So today we're going to talk about Social Security, and this is a popular hot topic because people are really curious about it. So talk to me about what you will share today.
Yeah, so I know we've talked about a lot of different topics within Social Security. I wanted to spend some time talking about kind of the factors to consider when one spouse is retired and the other spouse is still working, and the retired spouse is considering turning on Social Security.
Okay.
And, I wanted to talk about this on Women's Wealth Wednesday just because on average, women retire a little bit earlier than men. And so there's often this situation where maybe a wife has retired and her husband is still working for a couple more years. Of course, she's going through this decision process of should I turn on Social Security or not? And there are a lot of factors to consider. And oftentimes people might just make that decision because they're like, hey, my neighbor across the street turned it on when she retired, and so I want to do the same thing.
Right.
We can put a little bit more thought behind it and customize that to the individual person.
That's so fascinating. I thought you were literally going to say that men retire first because typically they're a little bit older than their spouse. Okay, so if a woman wants to retire and the man is still working, what should they consider first?
Yeah, so there's a lot of factors to consider. Probably the biggest one is actually your health. And you don't really think about this with Social Security, but a lot of people know when you delay Social Security, your benefit goes up when you eventually turn it on. So there's a little bit of benefit to delaying Social Security, but there's also a cost to that. You just gave up turning on Social Security benefits early in order to delay it. So for the sake of really simple math, let's say the IRS says, hey, at 62 years old, we would give you $1,000 a month to turn on Social Security, but if you delay it to 67, 5 years, we'll give you $1,500 per month when you turn it on. Now, if you delay it, you just gave up 5 years of benefits at $1,000 a month.
Right.
You gave up $60,000 in order to delay it 5 years, and then you get an additional $500 per month or $6,000 per year. So once you turn it on, if you have delayed it, you now need to collect benefits for 10 years in order to make up for all those benefits that you had missed out on from 62 to 67. And so the reason why health is a big factor is because if somebody has a complicated health history, we don't always know if they're going to make it to that break-even age. And so we might just want to turn it on early and start collecting some of those benefits. And so that's one of the big factors that we consider there.
That is so fascinating. I wouldn't think it would have taken that long to make it up.
Right.
Like to make up those 5 years, you have to do 10 years.
Yeah, and that's a simplified kind of analysis. For most people, it's actually even a little bit later. You need to live past maybe 78 to 80 years old in order for that delay to be worth it. So we'll ask somebody about their health history. We'll ask if their parents are still living, when their parents passed away, if they're deceased, and we'll help that kind of influence the decision. Another one might be just their income needs. So maybe if the wife stopped working and the husband is still working, maybe the income that's coming in from the husband just isn't enough to sustain their basic living style. And so we might need to turn on Social Security in that scenario. Another thing to consider is your tax brackets, right? So someone, if the husband is still working, you might be in the 22% tax bracket. Once he retires, maybe you'll be in the 12% tax bracket. And so we want to think about, if you turn it on early, you're getting a slightly lower benefit, and you also might be getting charged a higher tax rate than if you delay it. You get a higher benefit, and then maybe you're in a lower tax bracket. So there's a ton of different considerations that we look at, and everyone's inputs to those are a little different.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Really, when you break it down like that, it makes sense because it really has to be personalized for each person's journey, where they're at. And then a lot of times we're seeing people are delaying their retirement, unfortunately, because inflation and the cost of living is just so high that those benefits alone does not sustain.
Right, yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, Social Security is typically not sufficient for people in retirement. And so we look at a lot of those factors. Maybe the last one that we consider too is with two spouses, if one of them were to pass away, the higher of the two benefits is retained, right? So if a husband has a higher benefit and he passes away, the wife gets his benefit and she loses hers. And so if it makes sense to delay one of those two benefits, it's oftentimes the higher benefit that it makes sense to delay because that's the one that's going to survive both of you guys over the course of retirement. So there's a ton of different things to consider. It's not a straightforward answer for everyone. But it's part of our financial planning process.
One question that I have is, does everyone get the same amount of Social Security? Or does the Social Security depend on how much you've put in over the years?
It's based on your payments over the years. So they look at I think like the highest 40 quarters, I want to say. They've changed the calculation a little bit, but they look at your income over that period of time, and there's a certain calculation that they have. So you're putting in, I mean, to Social Security, I want to say it's 6.2% of your paycheck goes into Social Security, and then your employer puts another 6.2% in as well. You don't want to look into, hey, what if that would have just been invested in the stock market over the entire career of me working, because it would have been way better than what you're getting in Social Security. But it's based on, what you've put into the Social Security system.
And then is there a max of a Social Security benefit payout?
There is. Yeah. So your Social Security taxes actually drop off once you hit a certain income level. So for 2026, they increase it every year with inflation. It's right around $180,000. So the first 180 grand that you make, you're paying that 6.2%. After that, you're no longer paying that. So your benefit has kind of capped out, so then they no longer charge you those payroll taxes.
That's if that's an annual salary?
Yeah, that's if you're annual. So if you make $400,000 a year, the first $180,000 roughly is what you're going to pay the FICA taxes on, or specifically Social Security. Medicare continues on after that. They've also talked about getting rid of that threshold so that you'd still have to continue paying in. So we'll see. But
because they're saying that, so that's the max that you have to pay, but is there a max, to your knowledge, of a Social Security payout that one would receive?
Yeah, they will be, even if you made $400,000 that year, they're going to say, nope, we're going to calculate your income as if it was just the max of what we're actually charging you to put in. So, I mean, this year, I'd have to check on the numbers, but, you know, the max Social Security that somebody would get at their full retirement age is like 45 grand or something like that. That's what because it's just based on the highest that they're going to actually charge you to put into it.
Whew. Well, that was fascinating and very informative.
Yeah, there we go. Social Security is a complicated topic, so we always try to break it down.
It's layered, All right, well, thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you would like more information about Foster Financial, then we'll have their website and their phone number listed below. If this conversation helped you, then you can share this article with a friend. And I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.